welcome. And today we are going to draw supercars. So let's get to work. And the first thing is we're going to draw a McLaren. In fact, I'm just going to move this chap up here. Okay, so we can do some more. Oops, let me go back. We're going to do some wheels, and then I'm going to color them in for you. I love how I call it a he, but all mechanical things are a she, and isn't she a beautiful machine? So I'm going to add some color to our McLaren. I think this is a good color, but I'm just going to go a little bit darker, and we're going to add this blue, but it's an undercolor, so you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm doing this block color. Let me make this brush a bit bigger, and while I'm drawing this, please feel free to send in your live requests. So give Andy a Just Draw challenge, and I'll be coloring this beautiful Senna McLaren for you while we wait. And I can obviously chat away, something I do a lot naturally, of chatting while I'm drawing. And God, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could be interviewing a racing car driver while I draw the sports car. Sadly, Sterling Moss has passed away recently, I think, but I was very lucky to meet him many years ago. What a wonderful character. He was, while I was drawing his caricature at a party, he went and kept me entertained while I was drawing him with rude jokes, which was fantastic. The only problem was I was giggling so much that I couldn't draw a straight line, but anyway, it was a very happy memory. I've actually met quite a few, Button, and I'm trying to think of some other names. Let me color in the wheels. So the beautiful thing about the McLaren is that it isn't all sort of jutted lines. It's very smooth and slick curves. It's quite a difficult car to draw because it's got all these incredible, let me put some shading in and I'll show you what I mean, these smooth lines. Let's see, right here, let me get this a bit bigger. So if I was going to put shading on this, there's a curve here and there's a curve here, and the light just sits beautifully. You can see that the designer just put love and all that energy into the car. I'm just going to do another line here. And then of course there's always light reflecting off things, so I'm just going to put that in as well here. And I'm going to change this green to a slightly darker green, because now that we've got the light touching, we want to, this is what I meant about undercolor, we want to keep that beautiful greeny blue color, but we don't want it to be such a block color. There we go. I might have actually taken too much away there. And light reflecting off cars, if there's any of you who there are not only car enthusiasts but love to draw cars, the light is very important when you're coloring in. Oops, sorry, that is a hardy-da. I don't know if you heard that bird. I'm drawing from South Africa. I'm in Johannesburg. So we have a bird that is nested in our tree, and it is very loud. But it's a family. I've had to save the young one a few times. keeps going into our netted veggie patch and they can't get out. He's had a bit more human contact than his parents would like. So talking of teenagers, do we have any teenagers watching this? Please write in and give me a challenge. I'm going to color in the black here. The other thing about McLaren is this enormous intake of air right here. I mean, it could suck in an animal quite easily and you wouldn't even notice. And it really is the most stunning car. I'll put some more highlights in, but let's, there's another area here for the air. And of course all this is about keeping the car grounded as it speeds along. So we've got this airfoil. Unlike an airplane, it's sucking the car down to the ground, but at the same time you don't want it actually when it's then on the straight, that it then slows it down. So I'm going to cheat a bit on the wheels. I'm going to show it almost looking like it's moving, otherwise I'll be there too long. Okay, and I'm going to use a darker grey in here, and you notice how I'm not putting in too much of the grey. I want to keep that sort of glass effect. Okay, so we're nearly there. I'll just put some inside a darker grey. So some of you, if you're interested in drawing sports cars, you could probably do this at home. So these videos are for you. You can copy them, copy the car, just have a go. That's the thing. I have this word that I stick to religiously, and it's just a simple word. It's called start. Just start. And amazing things happen. And as I always say, here's another area, another area. Don't know if that's the correct word. So now I'm going to add a little bit of detail to those lights. Hardy-da. I'm going to put a bit of grey under here. And then that's pretty much it. So we've got one request from Bob. Thank you, Bob. I don't know where I'd be without Bob. And he is challenging me to draw a Bugatti. Now that is a beautiful car. And he wants a Veyron. Somebody write in and correct me how I should say that. I do know about that particular car. There was a mum whose husband is a car salesman, and she'd come to school in one of those. Okay, so the beautiful Senna McLaren. So we'll move on to the next one now, and I'm going to wedge those together. So let's see, a Bugatti. Just going to give myself a page. Goodbye. We probably will just do the outline of a Bugatti. I love the logo. I'll start with that actually. Let me widen this page up for you. Right, the logo. Oops, pen's too large. Now, the Bugatti I think is that shape, and I know it's red, or I'm not sure which kind of red, but let's imagine. So now we're getting the soul of the Bugatti, and for me the Bugatti is even more dramatic than the McLaren, because it's got this funny sort of horseshoe shape at the front. Oops, I know, I've done something wrong, haven't I? Any of those enthusiasts would be screaming at me right now. Okay, there's that horseshoe shaped. I remember now the logo goes in there. I'm just going to color that in. Okay, that to me is the ultimate Bugatti look. And now we've got, I don't know if they'd like me to call it a horseshoe, but it does look like a horseshoe. And then I know that there's a line down here and a big line down there. It looks a bit like a Batmobile, but I hope I don't get criticized. Or actually, wouldn't it be wonderful if the head of Bugatti wrote to me and complained? Okay, and then I'm having to really think, because this is such a distinctive look, this car, and it's not, for me, it's not your typical, I know it's got these big air vents as well. Is that the right word? Air vents? Okay. So let's color that in. Okay, that to me is starting to look like it. And now, oops, we've now got the shape, I think. It's more sharp on the edge. Okay, so we've kind of got the shape, and I'll do some adjustments, honestly, in a minute, but I'm just getting the basics in now. So I think the little that I know about a Bugatti is that it's a French car, but it was designed by an Italian, born Italian, but the car's made in France. And I luckily was reading up on the Bugatti a while back, and I do remember that there's a 1930s, that's right, there's a Bugatti in the 1930s, only 4 were made, and Ralph Lauren owns one of them, the fashion designer, and there's only 4 of them, and I think it's the reason why I was reading about it, because it's the price, the rarity of the car, and the car is worth $40 million. So, and it's the strangest looking car. It's a beautiful car, beautiful, but it is bizarre, and it was the first supercar as well. That I do remember. Okay, I was going to draw some more, but I actually have, I think we're running out of time. That's another vent. I hope I'm getting the right word. Let me finish this Bugatti for you, and then we'll call it a day. I hope you've enjoyed your drawing experience with me today. Please, please, please keep sending in your requests, and also get your pens and papers out and have a go. And even if you don't have a paper and pen, just watch, learn. I'm just going to keep this very low. This car is nothing without its wings at the back. You can see now that it's coming together, so I'm just going to lower this down a bit. It's frustrating me. I think this has to come down more. Okay, whoops, I feel that's wrong. Car designers, do you know that most of the cars are designed in clay first? Even nowadays. Michelangelo, eat your heart out. And these designers, I love the whole idea that mechanics and designers come together. Okay, Okay, Bugatti lovers, I will not stop until I've done the wings at the back. I think we're getting close now. Okay, we need another wheel here, so it doesn't look like it's going to fall over. And I could spend all day sort of adding to this car, but we get the gist of what a Bugatti looks like. And I hope you all have a go, and we'll see you on Tuesday at 11 o'clock, SA time, South African time. And it was such a pleasure. Enjoy your drawing and see you next time. Goodbye.